Shalom, shalom, shalom. It's the brother Yair Adad of WFI Indiana camp. First and foremost, want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, who the world calls God. Yahweh Shai being the name of His beloved Son, who the world inwardly calls Jesus. And today, the topic of this cold cut, we're going to be going into gathering yourselves together in these last days, man. Because it's important. It's imperative, man. Brothers and sisters shouldn't be out there trying to be individualized in this thing, man. Right? You doing it out of your pride. You doing it because you just like, I'm not ready, or I don't want to be around anybody, or I got it under control. Nah, no, you don't, man. Hey, the Lord commanded us to gather together in these last days, man. Not to be individualites and say we got it. Now I understand some people, they may be in a certain area where they feel like, or they might be the only Israelite there, man. Right? Exhaust all your options, man. Right? You won't know until you try. Right? Nowadays you got all these different platforms and social media things and stuff like that. You got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all the other platforms. Okay, hey, use those things to your advantage in this thing, man, while you can. All right, there's some Israelite that's like-minded around you, man. All right, you just got to go out there, and when the Most High feel like it's time or sees it fit, He'll reveal those different things to you. He'll give you a brother, right, that's like-minded unto you. He'll give you a sister that's like-minded unto you, sisters, man. He'll give you a congregation, man. Or, hey, He might just give you a brother, hey, and it's meant for you to build that thing up, all right, in that area. And then once you start going out there, hey, you might have to go out there by yourself, man. Right? You might have to go out there by yourself and just say, hey, F it, I'm about to go do the work, man. Right? You learned, you studied up in this thing, you go out there and start doing the work, and then boom, the Most High just increase it, man. Now it started with one brother, or it started with two brothers, right? You and another brother went out there doing the work of the Lord, man. All right, y'all feel like y'all was the only Israelites in the city. Now all of a sudden, you got 10 brothers in the camp, man. 7 brothers that came in the camp. 3 brothers, however the Most High increases you in these last days, or increases the camp, or it increases your congregation. Hey, that's all of the Most High God, man. But you won't know until you go out and either do the work of the Lord or exhaust your options that the Most High gave us in these last days. All right, you got to exhaust all these avenues. You got all these social media platforms. You got whatever spirit you can't bear witness, whatever camp your spirit bear witness with. You can ask, hey, I got to camp in this area, whatever the case, whatever you got to do in these last days in order to congregate and be around like-minded brothers and sisters. Do that, man. You don't want to be by yourself in these last days, man. Right, especially when all these evils are being multiplied in the earth. You dealing with all these damn sins, right? You got spirits attacking you left and right from every angle, right? It's good to be able to have a brother that you can call on, man, and say, look, man, I'm going through this, man. Pray for me, right? You can't ask your mama who in Christianity to pray for you. She praying the sweet baby white Jesus, man. She don't even know the Lord's name. The Lord's not hearing those prayers, man. You can't keep asking Grandma Sally to pray for you, man. Grandma Lucy, man. Graham, and Pop. You can't, hey, man, you can't keep asking them, man. And you got to get around like-minded brothers and sisters, man, that'll pray with you, that'll fast with you, right? That'll pray for you, man, in this thing, right? And that'll make sure that you're on your P's and Q's and walking on that narrow path that we're supposed to be walking in these last days, man. You can't keep relying on your friends that was in the world, right? Because sooner or later, you're going to be known as what? That weird dude. They going to look at you like, man, he getting weird, man. He wearing all these different cloths on his head now. He wearing carpet at the bottom of his shirt. He don't go to the club with us no more, man. Hey, they're gonna see the difference and the change in you, man. You're not gonna be able to always have those friends in the world that's connected, man. And having them in the world and still being tight with them is really not doing nothing for you anyways. They're not gonna tell you shouldn't be smoking weed. They're not gonna tell you, hey brother, you should be praying, right, 3 to 7 times a day. In between there, they're not gonna tell you, hey, how many scriptures did you read, or chapters? How many chapters did you read today? They're not going to make sure that you continuing to increase in this thing. They're not going to make sure that you studying, man. They're not going to do those different things for you, man. right? Who's going to do that? Hey, your brothers and sisters that you gather together with in these last days, man. They're the ones that's going to make sure and have your best interests at heart at the end of the day. Them the ones that want you to get the kingdom and do whatever it takes in order to get it, man. Those are the ones that's going to rebuke you and reprove you when you need it, man. When you going off. Okay? Not encourage you in wickedness, man. Not encourage you in folly, madness, and vanity. Not be swift to do evil, man. And not run to mischief. All right? And do mischief like it's a sport. All right, so you got to gather yourselves together in these last days, man. All right, let's go to the book of Zephaniah. All right, let's go to the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1. All right, it says, gather yourselves together, yea, gather yourselves together. It's like a yea, gather together, O nation not desired, before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you, man. Hey, we're that nation that's not desired, man. We're that nation that, hey, has to gather ourselves together. Why? Because it's us against everybody else, man. It's literally us against the world, man. Literally. And you being in this truth, hey, you still being a part of the world or still hanging out with those worldly friends like they your best friends still. Right, you hanging out with them more than you reading the scriptures, more than you studying, more than you praying, more than you fast. Hey, you're gonna be out this thing soon. You're not gonna last too long. All right, because you're not gonna wax stronger and stronger. You're gonna slowly, you're gonna become that Israelite that knows he's an Israelite from the tribe of Judah and knows nothing else. He not keeping no laws. He not increasing in this thing, right? He not waxing mightier and mightier, right? You just that nigga. All right, that knows he's an Israelite. And then you're going to end up forgetting that you're from the tribe of Judah. Then you're going to forget that it's called an Israelite. It's just good. You're just going to be like, oh, I'm a Hebrew. I'm a Hebrew. That's you're going to walk around saying that, man. All right, so you can't, hey, real quick. Let's go to the book of, matter of fact, let's go to the book of Sirach. Let's go to the book of Sirach. I believe we're on Sirach, chapter 7. All right, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 7, and verse 2. It says, depart from the unjust, and iniquity shall turn away from thee. So you got to depart from the unjust, man. All right, you got to depart from the unjust, and you got to do what? You got to cleave unto the righteous, man. You got to cleave unto righteous brothers and sisters, man. Like-minded brothers and sisters in this thing. All right, let's get it on. Let's go to the book of let's go to the book of 2 Corinthians. All right, it's the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 6, and verse 14, and it reads, "Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness, and what communion hath light with darkness?" All right, you see that? So, hey, you got to gather yourselves together with righteous brothers, sisters, righteous sisters, and you got to depart from the unjust. All right, because you can't be unequally yoked with non-believers, man. Right? Darkness has no business being in the light. Light has no business being in the dark, man. Unless that light is brightening up the dark, lightening up the dark. Right, and it's overshadowing it, man. Right, but the point is, you shouldn't be unequally yoked with non-believers. Let's go to the book of Proverbs. All right, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 13. So, like it, bear with me. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 13. And I want verse 20. All right, this is Proverbs 13 and 20, and it reads, "He that walketh with the wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed." You see that? So if you, walking around like-minded brothers who on one accord, who believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, right, who want to do whatever it takes to get to the kingdom, who have the same values as you when it comes to this truth, guess what? Hey, you're going to be wise in this thing, man. You be around wise men, guess what? You're gonna be wise, right? But a companion of fools, guess what? Hey, you're not gonna make it. You got the companion of fools on this side, guess what? They're gonna be destroyed. They're not gonna make it. They're gonna eat a missile. And then you got the just brothers on this side. Hey, those are the ones you want to be around. All right, you can't choose your friends in the world over brothers and sisters that's in this truth. Okay, and say, well, they've been with me since day one. Hey, guess what, brother? Hey, they might have been with you since day one, but guess what? By the time day two come, hey, they not gonna be there. Why? Because they're gonna get destroyed off the face of the earth by thermonuclear fire, man. It's straight like that. So you gotta choose. Hey, you gotta choose to be around like-minded brothers and sisters that's in this truth, man. Right? And gather yourselves together. Get into a congregation. Join a camp. Whatever it is, you want to be around brothers and sisters in this thing, man. All right. Let's go to the matter of fact, let's get the classic. Let's go to the book of Ecclesiastes. All right. It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 4 and verse 9. And it reads, two are better than one because they have a good reward for their labor, right? So two is better than one. Everybody knows that. It's better to have another person, right, than just yourself. Whatever you're doing, hey, you can't be that brother or you can't be that sister that say, oh, I work better alone. Oh, I'm better off by myself. You can't be that way in this thing, man. Right? You being stubborn and prideful at the end of the day. You won't make it like that. I'm not saying that if you are by yourself, you bound to just be destroyed. You bound to not make. That's not what I'm saying. But it will behoove you, and it's for your good at the end of the day, to be around, right, a congregation, to be around. It don't even have to necessarily be a camp or a congregation. It can just be some brothers, right, that you on one accord with when it comes to the truth, man. Right, y'all get together, y'all study together, whatever the case may be. The Most High put it in y'all spirit to go out and teach. Now the Most High gave the whole increase, man. All right, let's keep reading on. It says, for if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow. So when you fall in this thing, man, you going off. And you're going to need somebody to reprove you, man. You're not going to catch everything that you do wrong. You're not. It don't work that way. Because you may be stuck. You may feel like that with a particular thing that you're doing is perfectly fine. But guess what? Then your brother come and he say, nah, you know that you can't be doing that. Right? That's off. Right? And he pulled a scripture for you, and hey, you just got reproved. Right? In righteousness, out of love at the end of the day. Right? That's the law. Right? Leviticus 19 and 17, man. Right? You gotta be able to do that. But guess what? You can't do that, or somebody can't do that for you if you being an individual, like, man. You can't find those different flaws that you may have, right? That can be corrected, but you never see it because why? Because you don't have that fellow. You don't have brothers and sisters that's like-minded. All right, that'll correct you on that thing. Why? Because they doing it because they love you and they want you to get the kingdom at the end of the day. All right. It says, for if they fall, the one will help of his fellow. But woe, meaning destruction. Right? It says, but woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he hath not another to help him up. You see that? So when you fall in this thing, hey, if you by yourself, you don't have nobody to correct you. You don't have nobody to pick you up. You may be rock bottom. It done been 4 months since you fasted. You don't have that brother that's going to tell you, brother, hey, come on, let's do a fast. We're doing a fast right now. You need it. You don't have that brother that's checking up on you. Hey, what you read today? What brothers are studying? You don't have that. So guess what? Hey, the Lord said death and destruction into that brother, man. I didn't say that. The Lord said that. Right? Let's read on. It says again, if two lie together, then they have heat. But how can one be warm alone, man? Right? It said if two lie together, hey, they have heat. Right? Hey, that you may have a brother, man, that's on fire, man. He's on fire. And you may have been lukewarm, but guess what? You see his fire, you get around him and you talk to him, man. Right? And your spirit just get inflamed because his fire, right, then rubbed off on you, man. Now y'all both on fire. Right? On a spiritual level, that's what it's talking about. Hey, look, hey, when two lie together, man, hey, they have heat, man. Right? Your brother may be he may be lukewarm, but you on fire. And so you call him up, right? Y'all chop it up, y'all get in studying together. Hey, now he on fire. Now y'all both on fire. Hey, y'all both warm, man. Y'all both hot in this thing. Right? But the one that's alone, man, hey, he don't got no he don't have nobody that can set him on fire, man. He don't have that brother that can call him up, man, and say, hey, what's good? What's good with it? What's going on? How come you ain't been doing A, B, and C? Or text him and say, hey, what you been doing? And compel him unto good works. So like you compel him to do righteous deeds. All right, and be on fire in this thing, man. But instead, guess what? He gonna be cold, right? Lukewarm in this thing. All right. Verse 12. It says, and if one prevail against him, two shall withstand him. And therefore, Salakia, and a cord, therefore, Salakia, and threefold cord is not quickly broken, right? So it says, and if one prevail against him, you may be in this thing, man, having a spiritual battle, man. You a spiritual warfare every single day, right? And you are every single day in this thing. And guess what? You fighting these demons, man. Hey, them demons might be whooping you, man. They whooping you. They beating you, man. Right? You on the ground and you getting jumped right now. Hey, guess what? Hey, if you around like-minded brothers, man, hey, guess what? Them brothers can come and they can get them up off of you, man. Right? They can help you in this thing. They can make sure you're not getting jumped, man. Right? They can come to your defense, to their brother defense at the end of the day, man. But guess what? That brother that's alone, man, that brother that don't have nobody, guess what? He just gonna continue to get beat in this thing, man. And it's gonna be hard. He can still rise up. Right? Like I said, if you are alone because you may not have nobody, right? Still exhaust all your options to be able to get in contact with different people. But hey, it's gonna be harder for you to get. Hey, it's harder to fight off two brothers than it is to fight mano a mano, man. Right? Your brother got this demon, and hey, you got this demon one-on-one, man. That's easier than you 1 versus 2, or 1 versus 6, man, or 1 versus a legion, man. See, that's so you want to be surrounded by like-minded brothers in this thing, man. Sisters, you want to be surrounded by like-minded sisters in this thing, man. You want to congregate in these last days, man, before the evil day of the Lord come. All right? You don't want to be just caught out there and you by yourself, right? You wasn't studying, you wasn't reading, right? You wasn't having somebody up your game, right? You and the brother wasn't waxing mightier and mightier together, all right? Like you could have, okay, if you was with a congregation or a brother or multiple brothers, right? Because the brother that's alone can't wax mightier and mightier. Who he gonna max mightier and mightier with, other than himself? Right now, hey, if you by yourself, you gotta have your discipline. Gotta be, hey, up there, man. It's hard to be disciplined when you by yourself. All right, but when you around brothers, when you around sisters, hey, they help you with that, man. Until you build that discipline up each and every day, man. Continue to increase in that discipline, man. Now you got discipline when you at home or wherever you may be, and you got discipline, and on top of that discipline, you got righteous brothers and sisters that'll correct you, man, when you going off, or help you even more with that discipline, man. Okay, now let's go to the book of matter of fact, let's go to the book of 1 Samuel. All right, it's the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 18. All right, because David, he had somebody that was like a brother to him, man. Right, he had somebody that was like a brother unto him. All right, it says right, real quick, Salakia. I want to get something. Bear with me, Israel. right? This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 18 and verse 24. It says, a man that hath friends must show himself friendly, and there is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother, man. Hey, and this truth, hey, you may have a brother that's in the world, man. You may have a brother that's in the world, a so-called blood brother, right? But then you come into this truth, hey, your connection or your friendship, whatever you want to call it, may not be as strong with your brother that's in the world as you can have it as with a brother that's in the truth. Hey, you come into this truth, man. Hey, the brothers in this truth, man. Hey, they might be more solid and go with you to the end than your brother that's in the world, man. Right? You'll find that brother or that that you'll find that friend that sticketh closer to you than your brother did, man. You'll find that friend that sticketh closer than one of your friends that was in the world, man. Right, I'm gonna read that again. It says, a man that hath friends must show himself friendly, and there is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother, man. Right? Hey, that's what David had, man. David had a friend that stuck closer than a brother, man. Right? And we're gonna read about that. Right? This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 18 and verse 1. It says, and it came to pass when he had made an end of speaking unto Saul that David, that the son, that's what I want. Salakia, Israel. Right? It says, and it came to pass when he had made an end of speaking unto Saul that the soul of Jonathan was knit with the soul of David. Meaning they was like this for real, man. Meaning they was close, man. All right? They spirits was made to be with each other, man. They was made for them. It was made for them to be friends and stick close like brothers, man. Right? David had Jonathan back, and Jonathan had David back, man. Hey, Jonathan was willing to die, man. Jonathan was willing to die for David, man. Hey, Jonathan was willing to go and did go against his father, his own father, man, who was being wicked. Hey, Jonathan, he stuck with David. He stuck with David, man. And he rolled with David. That was the power, and that was the strength, and that's how close they was, in this thing, man. Right? Let's keep reading on. It says, was knit with the soul of David, and Jonathan loved him as his own soul. It says, and Saul took him that day and would let him go no more home to his father's house. Then Jonathan and David made a covenant because he loved him as his own soul, man. So, in this thing, you could find, or if the Most High give you that, right, whenever his timing or whenever he see fit, and he can give you somebody like David had, man. He'll give you your Jonathan. And not only that, you can have a congregation full of them. Or you can have a congregation full of like-minded, righteous brothers that want what's best for you at the end of the day, man. All right, let's go to the book of Exodus. All right, this is the book of Exodus, chapter 11. Or Salakia, I want to go to 17. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 17, and verse. I'm gonna start, man. I love this. Is one of my favorite accounts in the scriptures. Right, this is the book of Exodus, chapter 17, and we'll start at verse. I'm gonna start at verse 8. Right, it says, then came Amalek and fought with Israel at Rephidim. And Moses said unto Joshua, choose us out men and go out, fight with Amalek. Tomorrow I will stand on the top of the hill with the rod of God in my hand. So Joshua did as Moses had said to him and fought with Amalek. And Moses, Aaron, and Hur went up to the top of the mountain. So you got the Israelites fighting against Amalek. All right, fighting against Amalek. You got Moses, right? You got Moses' brother, and you got Hur. All right, they go up to the top of the mountain. Now let's see what happens. All right, it says, verse 11, and it says, and it came to pass when Moses held up his hand that Israel prevailed, and when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed. So he had to go up to the top of the mountain and hold his arms up, man. He had to hold his hands up, right? But hey, when he let them down, hey, they started losing. When he held them up, they was winning. All right, let's keep reading on though. So the fate of the battle was, it was on Moses, man. The Lord gave Moses a task, and when Moses put them hands down, it's like you put them hands down. Guess what? Israel started losing the battle. So let's keep reading on. Verse 12, it says, but Moses' hands were heavy, and they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat thereon, and Aaron and Hur stayed up his hands, the one on the one side and the other on the other side. And his hands were steady until the going down of the sun. So guess what? Moses' hands was heavy, man. Meaning he was holding them up, but guess what? He had to put them down there every now and then, man. Right? If you hold your arms straight up, man, the blood gonna start rushing down. Right? Your arms gonna start getting weak. Right? That's what was happening to Moses, man. He had to put his arms down, man. He was tired. So guess what? Did Aaron and Hur, did they just watch him and say, look at him. He can't even hold his arms up, man. Look at him. Look, if the Lord would have asked me to do it, I'd have been able to do it, man. He over there struggling. Look, he got men. He got our brothers down there dying, man. That's all. They didn't do that, man. Right? What did his men do? Right? What did his brother do and what did Hur do, man? Right? Aaron and Hur. Did they sit there and watch their brother struggle? Did they sit there and watch their brother deal with all these demons? Right? And suffer from the causes of dealing with all these demons? Did they watch their brother get jumped? Did they watch their brother get tired in this thing, man? Did they watch their brother get tired of all the trials, the tribulations, everything that comes with being in this truth, man, and continue to wax worse and worse and faint and get tired, right? And say, man, I don't want to do this no more. Did they watch him? Did they watch Moses do that, man? No. What did they do? They was there for their brother, man. They helped their brother. They slid a stone up under him. And guess what? Hur went on this side and held Moses' arm up, right? And then guess what? Aaron went on the other side and held his arm up, man. That's one of the benefits of being a part of a congregation or being a part of a camp, whatever the case may be. That's some of the benefits of being around and gathering together in these last days, man. All right, because when you struggling, when you getting tired, man, when you feel like you can't run no more, when you feel like you can't hold your arms up no more, man, guess what? Your brothers that's in the congregation, your brothers that you may be around, the brothers that you know, okay, that's like-minded like you, guess what? They'll call you up and see, they'll check on you, man. They'll encourage you. They'll give you words of encouragement. They'll make sure that you're doing whatever you need to be doing and provoking you into good works, man. Right? If you tired, guess what? They gonna put, when you tired in this thing, man, they gonna put one of your arms around there, the other one gonna stand on the other side, put your arm around there, and they gonna carry you to the line, man. All right? They gonna be there for you. It's the point, man. Aaron and Hur was there for Moses, man, when Moses was getting tired. All right? He wasn't alone in this thing, man. Moses was not alone. Moses didn't do all these different things by himself, man. He had his brother Aaron with him every step of the way. Aaron was right there for everything, man. All right? And in this particular case, you need brothers, you need other brothers that'll help hold your arms up for you when you get tired, man. Sisters, you need other sisters that'll help hold your arms up for you when you get tired, man. You need that thing, man. It's only for your good at the end of the day. All right, we got to gather together in these last days, man. You can't be an individualite in this thing. All right, let's go to the book of Hebrews. All right, you can't be an individualite, man. Stop staying at home. Brothers, go out to camp. Go out to camp, right? Join the camp or whatever the case may be. All right, sisters, stop being stubborn and go and be around like-minded other sisters. All right, and increase in this thing, man. Increase in this thing. Enjoy the feast days with your brothers and sisters, man. All right, whenever you need something, call on your brothers and sisters, man. Whatever the case may be, right? This is the book of Hebrews chapter 3 and verse 13. It says, but exhort one another daily while it is called today. It said, hey, you gotta, hey, when you got brothers and sisters in this thing, hey, they should be hitting you up daily, or at least once a week, man. At least making sure that you good, man. And you should do the same, man. Checking in on them, right? Checking in on your sisters. Sisters, you need to check in on other sisters, man, and make sure, hey, they doing okay. How you doing, sis? You need anything? You need prayer for anything? Right? You brothers, same thing. Brothers, you need to be checking in on other brothers. Hey, brother, how you doing? You need anything? What you need prayer for? This, that, A, B, and C. Talk to me. Right? How so-and-so, whatever the case may be, man. It says, and you got to exhort them, man. So, like, you got to exhort them in these last days, man. Continue, hey, give them encouraging words to continue to press toward the mark, to continue to go on, to continue to press forward in this thing, man. Right? It says, but exhort one another daily while it is called today, lest any of you be hardened through the deceitfulness of sin, man. You see that? So, hey, gather together in these last days, Israel. Stop being stubborn, stop being hard-headed, stop being prideful, and go out and do the work, man. Be around like-minded brothers, right? You sisters, be around like-minded sisters, right? Get you some like-minded brothers that you can be around, man, or that you can call. Y'all can have study set, whatever you have to do in these last days, man. Do it, right? To be around like-minded brothers and sisters, man. Gather together in these last days for your good, man. So you can have somebody that can pick you up when you down. So you can pick other people up when they down, man. And y'all can all, guess what? Lord willing, obtain the kingdom of heaven, man. Right? Because that's the ultimate goal at the end of the day. Right? 2 is better than 1. All right, so Lord willing, y'all, this was edifying through the Spirit. I want to give a strong Kwam Yasha Allah. Shalom.